Hello, brethren. Welcome to Tuesday. And hello, Yinchy. Thanks for the message. It's reality lollipop land, isn't it? That's good. Yeah, I like the idea of that. So, because of that, I've not sorted my guitar out, my ukulele out yet. Oh, and a shout out to Angela Stock, who's getting a wheelchair. So it's a community, isn't it? And the thing with wheelchairs, if you people want to push you, and like in the house, I don't like it. I like to because it's like quite tight. I just want to get from room to room on my own. Got this friend called Joe, and there was some kind of do at the local pub, the Abbey down the road, and I hadn't got an electric wheelchair then. I was still sort of walking with a Zimmer frame, but it'd be faster in a wheelchair, so I'd bought a wheelchair of my own. Throat's going. Anyway, she wanted to push me there, which was good because it was quite a way, and propelling yourself's quite hard work when you're not used to it. And I wasn't used to it. But she was a bit bonkers and tried to tip me into the road a few times. It was quite scary. She thought it was really funny, but to me it was really scary. But yeah, that's the thing. People want to push you because they think they're helping you. Long distances, yes, let them do it as long as they're not full of red wine, as Joe was. I think I probably was as well, but I was still scared. But yeah, electric one's better for distances. And I've just watched this video, and this bloke's going down a canal towpath thing, and it's really narrow. And he's got a power chair, the same as my electric one. Well, it's not the same, it's not as good. But he gets it wrong every now and again, and he crashes into a wall or a fence. That's to the right of him. To the left of him is the canal. And there's bits where there's no railings and stuff, it's just over. And I'm like, sort of like clinging onto me seat here, thinking, oh, he's going to go in. And every time he crashes into a wall, I think, I've been there, I've done that. This is the best power chair I've had. Less crashes in this. But first one, I couldn't control. That was all over the place, that was. The second one was twice as powerful as this one. And I crashed that a few times. The thing is, it's like the power, unless you're right thinking about what you're doing and like really gentle with the joystick. If you just put, the main thing is like if you bang it by mistake and you've suddenly got all the power straight away and you've hit the wall before you've realised that what you've done. Torque, I think they call it. And it's just instant, the power straight away. But yeah, this is the best one I've had. But yeah, and good luck, Ange, with your getting one. I think you're getting a manual one, I think, aren't you, to start with? And I know you've got scooters as well. I suppose if you go in distance, use a scooter, but round the house, because you still can walk, can't you? Yeah, around the house, a wheelchair is better than leaning on cupboards and grabbing tables and stuff, because I've been there, done all that. Then I went on to a Zimmer frame, and then eventually wheelchair, the very same one that I'm on now, which is I've adapted a little bit. I've took the side arms off because you get and anyway, you have to take the side arms off if you're transferring into bed or onto the toilet or whatever. If you haven't got legs to the floor, sort of thing, because you've got nothing to pivot off, so you have to like swing yourself round. yeah, anyway, that's wheelchairs. What anything else interesting to tell you? No. This song I'm going to do, well, I'm going to set my guitar up, ukulele up. So, it's the distressed one again. That's the tuner at the top. I've already tuned it. It was a little bit out. Right, so this is my transmitter, which I'll turn on now. It's Bluetooth. So you can see there's lights. Some lights on it. There and there. Doesn't really show up in black and white, does it? Anyway, so what you do, you plug that into the socket, wherever that is. There. So that's in. And then I've got my amp to the side of me. And in there is one like that, but it's a receiver. So I'll turn that one on. The lights have gone on there. No noise because the sound's right off. So now we've got some noise. This song is called, it's by Smokie. And it's called Living Next Door to Alice. Now the original song was okay. And then somebody did like a comedy sort of version on it. Here we go. Sally called when she got the word. She said, I suppose you've heard about Alice. Well, I rushed to the window and I looked outside. I could hardly believe my eyes as a big limousine rolled up into Alice's drive. This is the chorus. Well, I don't know where she's going or where she's gonna go. I guess she's got her reasons, but I just don't wanna know. 24 years I've been living next door to Alice. 24 years waiting for a chance to tell her how I feel. Maybe get a second glance, and now I've got to get used to not living next door to Alice. The comedy one, it used to go, Alice, Alice, who the F is Alice? And when we used to play this on in our band, Taxi Bob, when he'd had a few pints, bass player, sadly up at the Pearly Gates Tavern now, he used to do the who the is Alice. It was funny. Verse 2. Well, we grew up together, two kids in the park. We carved our initials deep in the bark. That was me and Alice. Now she walks through the door with her head held high, and just for a moment I catch her eye. A big limousine pulled slowly out of Alice's drive. Chorus. Well, I don't know where she's going or where she's gonna go. I guess she's got her reasons, but I just don't wanna know. 'Cause 24 years I've been living next door to Alice. Alice? Who the is Alice? Well, 24 years waiting for the chance to tell her how I feel. Maybe get a second glance, and now I've got to get used to not living next door to Alice. Verse 3. Sally called back, and words disappearing, and asked how I felt. And she said, I know how to help. get over Alice. She said, now Alice is gone, but I'm still here. You know I've been waiting for 24 years. And the big limousine disappeared. Chorus again. Well, I don't know where she's leaving, or where she's gonna go. I guess she's got her reasons, but I just don't wanna know. For 24 years I've been living next door to Alice. Yeah, 24 years just waiting for the chance to tell her how I feel, maybe get a second glance. And now I've got used to living next door to Alice. Let's do it again. I don't know why she's leaving or where she's gonna go. I guess she got her reasons, but I just don't wanna know. 24 years I've been living next door to Alice. Is Alice? 24 years just waiting for the chance to tell her how I feel, maybe get a second glance. And now I've got to get used to not living next door to Alice. Ooh, that is Alice. Don't think there's another verse. Nope, that's it. That's your lot. Nice little song. Right, now what I've got to do is turn all the volumes down and then turn the power off on the little transmitter thing, which I didn't do the other day, and it was flat. And then I've got to, same on my amplifier, turn the power off and turn the receiver off. So it's all off. Right, and then I'll just have a sip for me. Yeah, reality show. That's the thing. I've got a mate called Ross. If you look up Turner Films, and he makes wine out of water. He's got this stuff where he makes all these brews up, and it's absolutely brilliant. That, I would say, his show is like reality shows. The booze ones. He's sort of branching out into like other stuff now, because I think he's trying to cut down on the booze personally. But his booze ones are really, really funny, and he is a naturally funny bloke. Turner Films, have a look for him on there. For all the drink related, like Haribo sweets, he made a drink out of that, a wine out of that. But it's really good, really funny, watchable sort of stuff. But yeah, I'd call his reality stuff, because it goes wrong. Things go wrong, like it spills things, knocks things over, whatever. And he has like a uniform, like a doctor's coat, white coat, stethoscope round his neck for making beer. And he's got a blue sort of like one of those gloves that they put on when the policemen put them on when they're doing a search on somebody. So he's got one of those in a pocket, which keeps falling out. And he's got some sort of like big goggles on the top of his head. But he's wearing normal glasses, but he's got like safety goggles perched on top of his head. So the whole thing's brilliant. And then on the wall behind him it says Dr. Booze in like neon. It's really worth watching his stuff. Yeah, Turner Films. It's called Ross Turner, I would guess. I know his name's Ross. His first name's Ross. But really good reality stuff. But really, I ought to be upping my saucy game, shouldn't I, if it's going to be reality TV? And what am I looking for now? This, Yinchy, is made in Australia, but I know you're from New Zealand. I don't know whether they do it there. It's called Jam Shed. And it's just lovely tasting stuff. Do a red wine, which is like a cross between port and red wine. It's, you know, sort of luxurious sort of thing. And then that was a Chardonnay. This is a Chardonnay. And really drinkable, really drinkable. So yeah, what's happening today? Well, no, Claire, she's not here today. I think she's got stuff to do with the kids and that. She'll be here tomorrow, I think. I'll go outside in a bit. I'll go onto my power chair without crashing. When I go out through the door, there's like, you know, the little, I don't know what you call it, like a door jamb thing where the door shuts and at the bottom to stop the rain getting in. Sort of like a raised bit. So you have to go over a bump to start with. And as you go over the bump, there's like a steep-ish slope down. And if I get it wrong, off to the right of me, a bit like this canal thing, except it's on the right. There isn't a canal, but there's a drop. And Claire put these fences up so that I've got a visual idea. She reckoned if I could see where the edges were, I wouldn't go over the edge. But the fences won't stop me going over because I've hit it one. Yeah, the one on the right, I've hit it before at the bottom. You just like go over the jam, and then I'm on this little joystick thing to control it. And as you go over the thing, you go like that, and then of course it goes whizzing off. So it's a bit scary. I want to be good at it now. I've had the thing so long. And anyway, the DVLA, the people that give you your driving licence basically, and they rule it when you're over 70, you've got to like renew it anyway. And they sent me a thing the other day saying, oh, a tick thing. Have you got any of the following? But things like depression and stuff like that. And I thought, well, not really. So nothing really to tick. So that's been sent off to get my licence back. And my idea was, I haven't got a car, obviously. And if I had a car, it'd have to be adapted hand controls and stuff like that. But I had got this idea of you have a driving experience day for people with disabilities. And you go to this place, I don't know, an hour away, and you book one there, and they put you in something like a Porsche or something like that with hand controls, and you go around like a race circuit. And I was just talking to my friend the other day about me inability to be able to drive these power chairs, and he says, and you're going to be driving a Porsche? And I'm thinking about it. No, I don't think I am. I used to have a car that was fitted with hand controls when I was a driving instructor, and I used to, you know, teach people that the easiest ones were people that just wanted automatic because they thought the gears are too hard. But there was one bloke called Steph, and he was a good lad. His wife was blind. I can't remember her name, and they had a dog, like an Alsatian dog, German Shepherd. And yeah, and this dog was a guide dog, a German Shepherd, I'm sure it was. It's like, normally they're like Labradors. But apparently this dog's like really clued up, and it'll take her out, and she wants to go to the town, that, but she has to go via bus. So the dog will take her to the bus stop, sit there, and then when the bus comes, you know, it'll stand up and she knows to get on. But one day, it's like double-decker buses they have in the UK, which are like two-tier buses. That's the normal bus that she went on. And one day, they hadn't got any of them left. So they sent a single-decker, like a coach. And the dog wouldn't let her get on it because it was like the wrong shape. So that's how clever they are. Yeah, but poor old Steph, I think he had cerebral palsy or something like that. His walking was really terrible. But yeah, he'd sit there with the hand controls, but his steering was like really off. So I have to keep sort of twitching the steering wheel back for him to keep me online. And that made him really annoyed because I kept doing it. But mainly because he kept swearing. Off to the left he used to steer. And I've lost a tyre before that, a complete tyre, because somebody didn't like me holding onto the wheel when the steering was bad. Yeah, it was a friend of my ex-wife's. She used to go to the right. Anyway, she said, "Oh, just leave me alone." So I thought, "Oh, okay, leave you alone." Boom! Front wheel straight into the curb. That's going across 2 lanes of traffic, isn't it? I don't know. Anyway, it was the front wheel on the right. Burst the tyre, so it was a complete new tyre I needed. I mean, it split it and everything. So I got to pay for a new tyre. She was only halfway through a lesson, so she didn't pay for it. And then she cancelled any future lessons. So it cost me a lot of money just for trying to correct her. You know, I'm thinking, right, if you don't swerve about, I won't need to correct you. But both she and Steph, well, she used to swerve right, he used to swerve left. But you can't afford to. And the thing is, if you lose your wheel, I mean, it might alter the steering and stuff like that. And then if you got, like, I don't know, another 5 lessons for the day, you've got to cancel them because you haven't got a car that's suitable for driving. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just moaning, really, isn't it? I don't know. This afternoon, I'm going to probably sit down. It's going to be a heat wave starting Thursday, I think. We're on Tuesday now. Thursday. Well, a heat wave for the UK. So it's going to be like 25 to 30 maybe. Just for 3 or 4 days, I think it is. But yeah, there'll be a lot of sitting out there then. And a lot of jam shed being consumed, I should think. Yeah. So I think that's where I'm headed this afternoon. But it's only going to be about 20. And cloudy, so we don't really get the... Yesterday was like that. Every time the cloud went, the heat of the sun was like burning. And it was only about 20, but you just felt, oh, that's nice. And then the clouds coming back. And then eventually black clouds came and it started raining. And then a bit after that, there was a thunderstorm. But yeah, that's summer in the UK. Right, so thanks for your messages, Yinchy. Thanks. Oh, and Kaz Carlos. Pretty sure you left me a message, but I can't remember what it was. I know you did yesterday. And Ange left me a message. So I hope everything goes all right with your wheelchair. And there we are. That's it for Lollipop Land for the day. So I think of content, that's what people call it when they're making YouTube videos, the content. And things that make you want to watch. And here, me just babbling on, does that really make you want to watch? Or are you just thinking, oh, I'm a bit bored of this? But Ross Turner, look at his, you don't want him to finish. It's like, I want the next one now. It's just so funny. Really good. I need to up my act a bit. I have to do, I used to do different hats. You know, there'd be a different hat each day. But all my hats are upstairs somewhere. Which I could, I've got a stair lift. I got it for nothing, got it free. When I first went about getting a stair lift, I inquired about it, and then the girl on reception or whatever, whoever did the emails and that, sent me loads of, info and stuff like that, and really responsive and encouraging and everything. And I thought, at the time I was making like songs for people, because I had district nurses coming to dress me then legs. And there'd be like a different one, say, oh, what's your name? I don't know, Carly or something like that. And I'd say, you know, what's your interest in, I don't know, water skiing, I don't know. So I'd do a little song, the Carly and the water skiing nurse. Carly came through the door on a water ski to see me. Little daft little songs like that. So anyway, for this girl that was sending the emails, her name was there, and I can't remember what it was. Anyway, I did her a little song and I sent it to her. And in the end, the firm, I got the stair lift, but then the firm came to do a film about me, and like, you know, how I became disabled and stuff like that. Filming what I did before, filming all my ukuleles on the wall and all that sort of thing. And they were there all day. It was really good. And the cameraman, all his stuff was on like a CD card, SD card. Anyway, I'd just gone to bed and he phoned up, and he lived in Leeds, which is, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half away. Maybe an hour anyway. And he says, I think I've lost this SD card. Can you go and have a look, see if you can see it? And I went down and had a look, couldn't find it. And he says, I said, well, if you want to come and have a look for yourself, you can do. And he says, oh, do you mind? I said, no. So I came back, and then talking about all these hats, they were all in this box thing that was on the downstairs, and it got knocked over. And the woman that was in charge, she put all the hats back in. She says, well, we're going to have to tidy it up. So, you know, it looks okay. And Claire's not going to be mad at me for knocking it over, which she wouldn't have been anyway. But guess where the SD card was? It was in a bag, a furry bag that looked, at first glance, a bit like a hat, like a Russian hat. And it was back in the box, and so we found it more or less straight away. But he said if he hadn't got that back, he said I've had to come and do the whole thing again, all the filming again, like for nothing. But yeah, so all's well that ended well. But yeah, that's on there somewhere. I can't remember what the film's called. Or the firm, what are they called? If I remember by tomorrow, I'll try and put the link in. In fact, I could do that now, couldn't I? I'll try and put the link in the description if I can find it. And then if you want to watch it, you can do. But, yeah. Wonder if that's sort of like, what do you call it? Random lifestyle, whatever. I don't know, anyway. So I'm going to go now anyway. So thanks for your comments, thanks for your sharing, thanks for your likings, and thanks for coming. Bye.